Mexico's Supreme Court decriminalizes abortion nationwide.
Here's a summary of the article.
Mexico City. Mexico's Supreme Court threw out all federal criminal penalties for abortion Wednesday, ruling that national laws prohibiting the procedure are unconstitutional and violate women's rights in a sweeping decision that extended Latin Americans' trend of widening abortion access. Let's remember what happened in the United States. After 40 years, the Supreme Court reversed its abortion decision, and we're not going to stop until Mexico guarantees the right to life from the moment of conception. Across Latin America, countries have made moves to lift abortion restrictions in recent years, a trend often referred to as a «green wave», in reference to the green bandanas carried by women protesting for abortion rights in the region. The changes in Latin America stand in sharp contrast to increasing restrictions on abortion in parts of the United States. Some American women were already seeking help from Mexican abortion rights activists to obtain pills used to end pregnancies. Currently, abortion is banned throughout pregnancy, with limited exceptions, in 15 American states. States with liberal governments have taken steps to try to protect abortion access.
This post received a score of 15,000, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I remember a time when Mexico was considered more conservative and religious than the US now when it comes to LGBTQ rights, anti-discrimination legislation and women's rights, at least in paper. Mexico is even ahead than the US. Fortunately, Mexico has a strict separation between state and religion.
Personally, I'd say Mexico is still a really conservative country and overall more religious, at least its population. The president openly flaunted religious stamps as his COVID protectors, and often praises the Pope as the highest morality figure on earth. Anti-LGBT rights and sexism are rampant and normalized on everyday life, but it's gotten a little less worse over time. In the end, it's truly commendable that the separation of church and state is very strict, and in recent times wins and progress like this one can be thanks specifically to our Supreme Court.
Yo der, a que depende mucho de ti, NDE vivas. En la CDMX la aseptiki, en social en temas LGBT est? Os luz es adentada que en otras partes. Por eso vivo en la CDMX, soy de Tijuana. Achu, he vivido abiertamente como hombre gay desde hace. Os sin que una sola vez haya sido versus. CTIMA de discriminación. En, al menos no abiertamente. Editado. Error de dato.
That's a fair point. Mexico is huge, and it isn't a monolith in any sense.
And it suffers from almost exactly the same rural, urban splits as every other populated land does. The cities are, in general, going to be more progressive and diverse than the rural areas surrounding them, simply from the requirement of more people living in closer proximity with each other. Treating any nation as a monolith is always going to be a complete fiction.
Exactly. Upper middle class, educated city dwellers often have more in common with the same of every other nation, compared to their own rural poor.
Soon Mexico will have to pay for a wall after all, to keep out all the Americans looking to escape to freedom.
All the good Christian parents taking their daughters on vacation soon.
Mexico also has more affordable prescription drugs and more drugs available without a prescription. If they can figure out the rest of the things, they'll be building a wall to keep Americans out.
So we'll have U.S. citizens crossing the Rio Grande.
People already cross for dental, vision, and all sorts of medical care. What's another one to the list?
Good job, Mexico.
Alabama. We need to invade Mexico.
Tell Alabama the first task would be to destroy the wall.
Mexico is progressing and the USA is regressing. What a time to be alive. Although Mexico doesn't get a free pass just yet, they need to take care of the cartels.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.